Hello, my love, and welcome back to another episode of Telling It Like It Is. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. Today, we're going to talk about co-parenting with your ex. I'm sure a lot of people are like, I can raise my hand. We all been through a lot. A lot of people have been through this. And I'm going to talk like I always do from my experience. Remember, I'm not an expert. I'm just sharing my experience. So I got divorced and my kids were in their teens. And fast forward, I remarried. But before that happened, I had to make an effort to operate from a maturity level and put my ego on the side. In my particular case, I left my marriage. So that was a lot of responsibility and even guilt that I had to deal with. But I had to keep in mind that the bigger picture here is to have healthy and happy kids. From the beginning, that was my focus. No matter what was happening between me and my ex, the kids had to be the main focus. Because we go through a lot of pride, ego, what is he doing? Is he doing it to me? We put that aside. So what I feel is that you have to concentrate and that you don't make the situation where they feel that if they're treating me better or they're treating him better, are they going to offend them? And then you put them in the position that they have to pick side. And that should never be the case. If you have two kids, you both them equally. So you shouldn't be loving the mom more than the father because they got divorced. Unfortunately and sadly, in America and probably all over the world, a lot of marriages end in divorce. We don't talk about that because I don't have the statistics, but we all know a friend that comes from a broken home. And that's the reality. So what we need to do is, like I said, keep the bigger picture in mind and don't allow that to influence the example that we give these kids so that when they pick their mate, they don't say, well, my parents got divorced and I lost it all. I still had a family, even though they were not under the same roof. And I'm going to give you an example. You have to also, once you do your own life, you can't rush the process. You can't, because not all divorces end amicably. I didn't have a lot of drama in my divorce. So it was probably easier for me to heal the loss of that relationship. But please don't rush the process. You need to heal from that so that you're going to be a better person if you decide to move on with your life and pick another mate. Because who knows at what age you got divorced. I got divorced in my 30s, almost 40. So I was able to redo my life and pick my husband I have today. So that's very important because if you don't do that, then you're not going to be ready. You're not going to be healed from that to bring it on to your next relationship. And your kids need to understand as well that because you gave them the example that you can have parents that are not together but still in a very healthy environment. If you're going to have any disagreement about the parenting, always make sure that you are on the same page because kids are smart. They know if you're the disciplinary one or if I can get away with my mom. When something happens, the first thing you're going to say to you is, let me talk to your mom. Let me talk to your father, to your dad. Make sure that you both are going to be in agreement in disciplining these kids because this is a lifetime project. My kids, my son's in his 40s, my daughter's in her 30s, and I still have to deal with that because they make choices, they make decisions, they get in trouble, they're doing something, and they want my opinion and his opinion. So we need to be on the same page so that they don't manipulate the situation, especially if they know you are in like I said, animosity between you and your ex. So co-parenting with an ex is very important as long as you keep in mind happy and healthy kids. Now, there's another situation that's going to happen. Your ex or yourself start dating and eventually you remarry. That's very sensitive because you don't want your kids to feel, especially if that person has kids of their own. You don't want your kids to feel they're being substituted. You don't want your kids to feel, oh, well, now this person comes in and takes my mom or my father's attention. Now I'm in the back burner. Always make sure your kids feel that they're still the most important part of your life. And if they have kids of their own and you're now cohabitating with your ex, don't make the mistake I made. I'm going to tell you what happened. So I married my husband, Mark, and he has a daughter. In the beginning, I'm a little spicy, opinionated, and I kind of started butting in into how he was disciplining his daughter. And Mark literally, I have to share with you, checked me. He was like, Cynthia, you could be part of my life because I'm picking you to be my mate, my significant other, all of that, but my daughter is my daughter and she takes priority. The way me and his ex-wife are dealing with her is literally our business. And unless you're going to come in and contribute in the same way that we are, and the three of us will be in the same page, this is my daughter. That's not, unfortunately, the same experience my kids have got because their father remarried and they don't have the same dynamic. That's none of my business. We'll not talk about that. But we need to make sure that kids always feel that they are the first, your priority, and that the person with you, the new person in your life, is embracing them as well. Because this is something that's forever. You can decide, it's not a little pet that, oh, I'm going to bring it to the shelter or I'm going to give it up for adoption. These are your kids. This is your life until God decides otherwise. So I believe that having kids, with an ex, the first thing is no ego involved, priority, healthy kids, happy kids, no matter what, be on the same page. Never forget about the healing process because that's what's going to make you a better person for your kids and the co-parenting with another kid from your ex. I want to know, what is your experience about co-parenting? Did you remarry or not? I just want to know what is the experience with somebody else because everybody is different. Now, if your experience in your divorce was horrible, I have to say something. You need to, even at that point, still make sure you don't speak negatively about your ex to your kids so they don't see that whatever they see in that person, let them make their own opinion and have their own choice about their parent or the mom or the father. Don't say anything negative about them, and as they get older, they're going to see what it is because you can't hide it. Whatever that person's doing that you might not find that's the best for their interest, let them pick the situation. So either or, I would like to hear your comments. Leave them below. You can go to Telling Like It Is CN in YouTube or Instagram, and I'd be more than happy to read your comments and respond back to you. Till the next time.